So I admittedly have a bit of a problem. My problem has to do with buying clothes. I think it kind of started when I was growing up. Our family didn't always have a ton of money, so we would be really careful whenever we would buy clothes. So when my mom would buy me clothes, I would just keep it in my closet for years and years and years and years. She would buy me several sizes too big that I could like grow into. Some of these things, after a few years, I wanted to take to Goodwill or Salvation Army. One time my mom caught me carrying a garbage bag of clothing that I no longer fit and that no longer looked good on me out the door, and she stopped me and got really, really angry and said, "I bought those clothes for you. What do you think you're doing? You go right back to your room and put it back in your closet." It took me, honestly, several years of undoing the guilt and shame that I associated with purging things from my closet that I'm still trying to unlearn today. When I first got to the stage where I actually started buying clothes for myself, it even became a difficult process because I have always loved clothing. I would get so excited if I would scour some clearance racks, if I found something that fit and it was like on a really good discount. It would make me feel so good, and I almost got a little bit addicted to that high. And what ended up happening is every time I was sad or uncomfortable, I would just go to the store, buy something new, and then it would perk me up a little bit. But what ended up happening is no matter what my closet situation was, no matter how much drawer space I had, I found myself always feeling like everything was squashed to the brim. Clothes were just spilling out everywhere. I was like folding things to try to like get more things within a small space. I like changed out all of my hangers to matching ones that were slim so I could fit more clothes in the amount of space that I had. And I realized this is not right. I really need to learn how to have a healthier cycle of clothing coming in and clothing coming out. I'm going to go through a healthy version, my personal version of how I am approaching decluttering my closet. And hopefully it's a guideline that you guys can follow too if you're also experiencing the same kind of mental difficulties going through your stuff as well. I also wanted to say a huge thank you to Love Bonito for sponsoring part of this video, so you'll hear a little bit more about them later on, but for now, let's go ahead and get into these rules for decluttering your closet. I think what helps is to start off with a few rules. So it's not necessarily like my rules have to be your rules, but if you set out some rules for yourself, really try to see what your own priorities are and try to stick to those rules and remind yourself of those rules as you go through your process. So for myself, I want to keep a few rules in mind, like really being conscientious of the fit and color of the items that I'm looking at. Because I happen to be at the outer spectrums of the typical size ranges that you find off the rack, sometimes I get overly attached to pieces if they fit, or I will even make accommodations for things that don't quite fit right because it's so hard to find things that fit sometimes that I just accumulate a lot of things that kind of fit. So I think that as I'm going through, especially things like trousers, pants, blazers, certain items that are harder to make really look good unless they fit quite well, I just want to stick to my guns. If it doesn't fit right, or if it's a color that's not flattering on me, then maybe it's time to let it go. Rule number 2 is material composition. One of the things that I care the most about with any fabrics that I keep on my body especially is that I like going toward natural fibers. So as I'm going through my closet, I really want to pay attention to the material composition on the tags that I'm looking at. Are they natural fibers like wool, cotton, silk, linen, or is it mainly plastic? I'm trying to make a lot of my wardrobe not have as much synthetic fibers in it in general, so that might be polyester, nylon, viscose, rayon, faux leather, that sort of thing. So yeah, the natural fibers, they just feel better on my body. I feel like I've gotten a good system of how to take care of them and how and when to wash them. They just breathe better and keep me warmer. I'm really going to try to like go out of my way to know what it is that I already own and what everything is made out of. My next rule is more of a question. When did I wear this last? Was it like years ago? Did I wear it a month ago? Have I worn it like every single week. I want to really pay attention to the things that I wear the most and what things actually are making me happy when I wear them. And the fourth rule is another question. Is this who I am now and the me that I want to be projecting? If it's something that may not be dated to other people, but I pick it up and I look at it and I hold it and I think it feels dated to me, I'm not gonna run to wear it all the time. And that's kind of a signal to yourself that maybe it's time to let that thing go. Now that we have our plan established, I wanted to share with you a few pieces that I got recently from Love Bonito that I am so in love with. They totally encapsulate some of those things that I was talking about it being nice quality, nice materials, and the me that I want to be moving forward. They're a Singaporean-based brand, and I've actually been buying clothes from their website for a couple of years now, and they're some of my favorite things that I own. Quite a number of pieces that are currently in my wardrobe that I purchased are literally from Love Bonito. I especially love it because the way that they cut their clothing is with Asian bodies in mind, so everything just fits so well. It's kind of mind-blowing for me. Upgrade your closet with clothes made to fit you today with Love Bonito. Go to the link in my description and use promo code LBXGen for 10% off your order of $130 or more. I'll leave more information in the info box if you want to check them out. Let's go ahead and get back into the decluttering process. So after we have established these rules, my next step is to make piles. Sometimes I've seen advice where they're like, okay, so you make a donate pile and that's it. But for me, my thinking processes are a little bit more complicated than that. Even though I know Marie Kondo says that you shouldn't have a pile to give to other people, like you shouldn't give your clothing to other people, I feel like I kind of feel more comfortable having multiple piles. My piles are, I want a sell pile, I want a donate pile, I want a clothing that I need to try on because I forgot what it looks like on me pile. One that is, I'm taking it out of my closet, but I'm going to move it to another storage place. So that might be like seasonally, just because my closet isn't as big as it used to be. It's okay to rotate some things if that makes it easier for your own closet space. And then my final pile is things that might fit my daughter Aria, maybe now or in a couple of years, or things that might fit a size twin. Because I have a couple of friends who are similar body shape and size to me. We all kind of agree that we can like share some of our clothes and swap things around if something looks good on someone else better than yourself. And I feel like it's a really fun and great system of camaraderie with a couple of my friends. So I have a pile for them, and that's all my piles. Next, it's time to actually declutter. The only thing that I really want to add here is that I really do like to touch each garment to remind myself of how it feels, how it drapes, what the colors are, what it looks like, and to really get an emotional connection with that piece to help me decide if it's something that, in Marie Kondo's words, once again, if it sparks joy or not. The way we treat our clothing is like a relationship, but the nice thing is that it doesn't have to be a two-way emotional street when you kind of like break up with a piece of clothing. I think one of the best things that I've picked up on in decluttering for the last few years is to be really thankful of items that had a place in my life but no longer has to have that same place moving forward. So it's okay to be appreciative of what we've had, knowing that I can part with it now and it doesn't hold me back. So that's a big shift from when I was younger and had that whole conversation with my mom where, you know, I was told not to throw anything away. Now I see it much more as a healing response to be very thankful for that item, for that relationship, for that moment in time where it made me feel awesome. But then also for me to say, thank you for that experience, and now you can give somebody else that experience. So after having decluttered everything in my closet, I love that feeling where you have this sense of lightness. I can like move my fingers through the different pieces in my wardrobe now and I can find exactly what I like. Not to mention when I'm trying to put together an outfit, I like so many of the things that I now have hanging in my closet. It makes it actually easier to put on clothes every day and decide what to wear when I like everything that I see. But I will say, you know, it can be a very draining, difficult process. If you're about to declutter, give yourself a lot of grace. It's okay to have emotional attachments to things, and it's okay also to keep a few things that you don't wear. If it means a lot to you to see it hanging in your closet, that is also a form of joy as well. You don't have to follow everybody's rules or do decluttering perfectly. When you surround yourself with the things that you love the most, it'll make you happier having those things in your life. And that's coming from somebody who does suffer from extreme clutterism. If you deal with that, you too, let me know in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope this was helpful for you if you're trying to go down your own decluttering journey. And yeah, if you want to see more content like this or anything else regarding fashion or beauty, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!